Hi, I'm Dave Glatthorn. I'm an attorney in West Palm Beach, exclusively representing injured people. I want to tell you a story about a case I handled a few years ago involving a very unusual injury and diagnosis, actually, to a gentleman. This gentleman had been in a car crash, and from the time of the crash, which was a big impact, he had made complaints not only to his neck and back, but also to his hip. Well, his history was that about 2 years before this car accident, he had fallen off a ladder while he was putting up a basketball net. And the doctor that treated him was very concerned because when you break a large bone like that, what can happen is the blood vessels inside the bone can get disrupted and the bone can actually die. You might have heard of the story of Bo Jackson. He had what's called aseptic necrosis, where his bone in his hip was actually dying. Well, the doctor that treated him was very concerned about this and was made sure that he did not develop this aseptic necrosis. Now, 2 years later, fast forward to 2 years later, he gets in a car accident, has complaints about pain in the hip. The doctors take x-rays, they don't see anything. But what happens is aseptic necrosis takes at least a year to develop. That you can see it on MRIs. And about a year afterwards, after his constant complaints, they did an MRI that actually showed the aseptic necrosis. But what was fascinating was that the insurance doctor that was hired to examine this gentleman looked at the MRIs but did not recognize the aseptic necrosis. So it was nowhere in his report, and when I got him on the stand at trial, he had to admit that, no, I didn't even see that when I examined it. So that gives you an example of really how much effort these people put into trying to give a fair evaluation. If you've been involved in an automobile accident in Florida, the insurance companies will not hesitate to go out and get the testimony they need to try and defeat your claim. You're going to have questions, you're going to have concerns, and you're going to need help. Call me. We can answer your questions, we can help you, we can address your concerns. 561-659-1999. I'm Dave Glatthorn. Thanks for watching.